talk about sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation. Sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation, that is how to find the sum and product of any quadratic equation. If a quadratic equation is of the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, how do we find the sum and how do we find the product of this kind of equation? Now, in order to find the sum and product, we need to derive formula for it. We need to derive formula from it, from our general formula of finding a quadratic equation. You know the general formula of finding a quadratic equation is equal to x is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac everything over 2a. So from here now, if the roots, to find the solution of any quadratic equation, we can use this general formula. We can also use a derived sum and product of any quadratic equation from this general formula. Now, how do we do that? Let's split this root into two. Let's split it into two. You can say that one of it is alpha and the other one is beta. How do we split into two? We make one to be minus and the other one to be plus. We say the alpha is equals to minus b minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Then the other one, beta, will be equals to minus b plus roots of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, from here, let's make our b squared minus 4ac to be equal to a letter. Let's say let m represent b squared minus 4ac. Now, so the equation becomes, so from there we have alpha to be equal to minus b minus, remember our b minus 4ac is now m. We now become root m all over 2a. Then beta as well will be minus b plus root m all over 2a. So adding the two together now, which will give us the sum, we say alpha plus beta will be equals to minus b minus root m all over 2a plus minus b plus root m all over 2a. Now from here, if we open the brackets, we have it to be equal to minus b, then minus root m, then plus times minus is still minus b, plus times plus is still plus root m all over. If you have two fractions that have the same denominator that you want to add or subtract, you just pick one of the denominator. So we have 2a here. After here now, what do we do next? We add these two together. We have it to be equal to minus b minus root m. Then we have plus times minus give us minus. We have minus b, and then plus times plus is plus, then plus root m all over 2a, because two fractions that anytime you want to have two fractions, if they have the same denominator, you just pick one. So now from here now, minus root n, we cancel minus root n, we have minus b plus minus b, or minus b give you minus 2b. We have alpha plus beta to be equals to minus 2b all over 2a. So 2 cancel 2, we have it to be equal to minus b over a. Now this is the sum. This is how to derive the formula for the sum. Now we are going to derive the formula for the product. So let's continue. Let's continue now to derive the formula for the product. But for the sum, the formula is minus b over a. If you look at it now, this is our b and this is our a. We are going to look at example test. Let's derive the product formula first. Now remember, our alpha is this and our beta is this, or beta, whatever you can call it. So we are multiplying these two together, just like when we add it in other times. So when we multiply this together, we have alpha beta, which is the multiplication, will be minus b minus square root of m all over 2a, close brackets, then open brackets again, we have minus b plus root m all over 2a, close bracket, b square, then minus times plus will give us minus, root m times root m will give us m, because like I said before, when you have root m times root m means m raised to the power 1 over 2 times m raised to the power 1 over 2, which is m raised to the power 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, which is m raised to the power 1, and m raised to the power 1 is m. So that is for that. Then we now have it all over 2a times 2a, we have it to be 4a squared. 4a squared. But remember, we have said earlier that our m is equals to b squared minus 4ac. So if you now put it back into the equation, we have it to be now b squared minus open bracket b squared minus 4ac close bracket, everything all over 4a squared. Now by the time you open the brackets, what are you going to have left? You will have it to be b squared minus b squared minus times minus give you plus 4ac, everything all over 4a squared. Now remember, b squared minus b squared give us 0. Then we have this one to be 4 times a. Let me say 4 times a times c all over 4 times a. So a cancel a, 4 cancel 4. Then we have c over a. That means alpha beta now. Alpha beta equals to c over a. So this is the product formula for finding the roots of any quadratic equation. So as we have said, the sum formula is alpha plus beta will give us minus b over a, while the product is alpha times beta, which will give us c over a. So let's now use this to solve an example. Let's solve an example using these two formula that we have here. Thank you. Like we have explained in our derivation of the formula earlier, how we discover the formula for sum and the formula for the product of the roots of quadratic equations. So in that regard, we now discover that for any quadratic equation which is of the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Any quadratic equation that is of the second order like this, their sum and root will always be, their sum with alpha plus beta, which is alpha plus beta, will be equal to minus b over a, and their product, which is alpha times beta, will be equal to c over a. So this is the general formula for the sum and product of the roots of any quadratic equation that is of the second order. So in this example now, how do we find the sum and product of each of these quadratic equations? Now if you look at it, the first example, which is 3x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals to 0, then alpha sum now, sum, which is alpha plus beta, will be equals to, what is our b in this equation now? What is our b? Our b is 4, but it's having minus, that's minus 4, all over, what is our a? A is 3. So that's the sum, and that's the sum of this quadratic equation. That is the solution for the sum. What about the solution for the product, which is alpha beta? What about the solution for the product? The product says c over a. C over a. What is c? C in this equation is minus 6 all over, what's our a? A is 3. So you now divide 3 here 1, 3 here 2. That means we have the product to be minus 2. So alpha beta to be minus 2. In the second example, which is 8x squared plus 10x minus 3 equals 0. So let me write out. We have a to be equals to 8, b to be equals to 10, and c to be equals to minus 3. So alpha plus beta now will be equals to minus b over a, which is equals to what? What is our b? B is now minus 10. What is our a over 8? So 2 here 5, 2 here 4. We have the sum to be minus 5 over 4. That is the sum. What about the product? What about the product? The product now, which is alpha beta of this equation now, which is c over a, and that would be, what is our c? C is minus 3. And what is our a? A is 8. So alpha beta now will be equals to minus 3 over 8. So this is how to find the sum and product of any quadratic equation that is of the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0.